You're listening to Four Males, Sonic and Tails, where we gather together every week to read Sonic fan fiction. I'm Zach. I like Sonic.
I'm Luke. I used to like Sonic. I don't know if I do anymore.
I'm Eric, and I also used to like Sonic, but my childhood is ruined.
I'm Daniel. I do still like Sonic.
That's a good answer. That's the right attitude.
Yeah. Gotta start with some positivity, right?
I like Sonic. Yeah. He goes fast.
He does. He does a lot of other things too.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to start somewhere on a hill to be able to go downhill, so gotta start with some positivity.
Yeah, he goes fast and he tries to Tails.
Yep.
That's what he does. At least from what we know.
Well, it's more like Tails is trying to fuck him.
I think he's trying to fuck Tails. I think he'd fuck Tails regardless of Tails' gender. I think he's just like playing hard to get.
I was literally gonna say the exact same thing. Yeah,
that might be.
Everybody can have a piece of that Sonic ass.
So last time, in Tails' Wish, we opened with Tails lamenting over his inability to seduce Sonic because he's a man and Sonic does not like. Well, he's not a man. He's a boy. He's 16, and Sonic does not like 16-year-old boys, as far as we know. So Tails wishes on a shooting star, and he turns into a girl. And he, I think he goes bra shopping, or she goes bra shopping, and then I think there was just like a clusterfuck at the end, and like Knuckles got the shit kicked out of him for some reason, and Eggman revealed that he is just doing stuff. I don't know what he's doing, but that's about it.
There were so many characters going into the scene at once. It was really confusing.
I'll start us off right on that cliffhanger.
Yeah, and I, for one, am excited to see how this concludes, because it could go in any direction. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like there are so many turns that this story could take by the time we're finished.
So do you guys notice that Sonic was once again cut off after an energy beam was shot at him? Tails, what the hell was that for? Sonic yelled at Tails, but she didn't reply. She merely held her weapon, pointing it at Sonic. Tails? Sonic said uneasily. Tails started to charge another attack. Sonic stood there, not knowing what to do before Knuckles dived as the beam attack just missed them. Just then, Amy brought her hammer above her head as she quickly brought it down. They both rolled out of the way, dodging the attack. What's gotten into them? Sonic shouted. It's probably a part of Eggman's plan. Come on, Sonic, we gotta move, Knuckles replied. Sonic nodded as they ran off as Tails and Amy give chase. What do you think Eggman did to those two? Knuckles asked. I don't know, but he's definitely going to pay for this, determined Sonic said as he ran from the controlled girls. So Eggman has mind controlled them.
Yeah, they did not make that very clear. It was like, why is Tails suddenly attacking Sonic?
So what I'm thinking is that this is just my prediction. I'm thinking that Sonic is going to figure out that all the girls are mind controlled, and that includes Tails, and that's how he's going to learn that Tails is actually a grill.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's absolutely what I'm calling it. That's what's going to happen.
Now, I have a question as the noob Sonic fan amongst us. They have like laser weapons. What's with this laser beam attack?
That is a great question. I mean, there's Sonic games where Shadow's just straight up mowing people down with a fucking like M4. So who knows?
Oh Lord!
I don't know about laser beams or machine guns, but from the fan art that I've seen, they do shoot all over the place. They're always coming.
That's true. That's
on each other.
The Sonic series, more so than rings or hedgehogs or like loop-de-loops or going fast. Just hot cup It's just
I would've been-
stable.
It's like a machine
Yeah.
gun. It's like
Yeah.
I honestly would have been less surprised to see them come everywhere, like in this story, than like laser beams.
that's actually Sonic's lesser known catchphrase is gotta come.
They call him the Blue Blur for a reason.
He's like a Minuteman.
Yeah.
Hey, isn't that Shadow? Knuckles said, looking at the black hedgehog. Chaos control! Shadow shouted as he teleported away from the spinning white blur. The blur crashed into the road, making a huge dust cloud. What was that? Sonic shouted. Shadow reappeared right behind him with his hands crossed. That was Rouge. Something is wrong with her. She started attacking me for no reason, Shadow explained. This is Eggman's doing. He has some control on her, Sonic said. Just then, another beam fires, but this time hits Sonic in the back, sending him flying off as Tails chases him. Tails too? Shadow asks. He pushes Knuckles out of the way and blocks Amy's attack. Tails runs by them and chases the flying Sonic, who recovers in midair, only to see Tails charging him. Tails, snap out of it! Sonic shouted, dodging Tails' power glove. I wonder how Eggman is controlling them, Knuckles says, blocking a spinning kick from Rouge. Who knows? The easiest thing to do is to go to his base and destroy the main control, Shadow says, kicking Amy away. Do you know where his base is, Shadow? Knuckles asks Shadow as he punches Rouge.
Ooh, do you think the bras are mind controlling them? Since the last chapter was called Bra Control, and
Yes.
Mind Patrol. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Mind
that's
Patrol,
what it
that's-
is.
Mind Patrol.
see, there is some plot line here. There is some through line of logic.
It makes sense. Oh, sorry about that, Rouge, Knuckles shouted. No, I don't know where his base is, 'cause I didn't care. He's always moving bases, Shadow replies, crossing his arms. Should we help Sonic first? Knuckles asks. Help the faker? If he can't hold his own against Tails, then he's not worthy enough to be my lookalike. Now let's go search for Eggman's base, Shadow says as he and Knuckles run off. Tails, I don't want to have to hurt you, Sonic said, rolling out of the way of another blast. Destroy Sonic, Tails said in a monotone voice as she attempted to blast him again, but this time Sonic jumped over and started spinning at an extreme rate of speed, causing a shockwave to be sent towards Tails. It collided with her full-on, but nothing could be seen because of the huge dust cloud that was created. Oh no, Tails! Sonic shouted. He looked in horror, though, to see Tails completely covered by a yellow shield. She was also aiming at him her beam, and he was completely defenseless in the air. Wait, Tails, don't! Sonic pleaded. Tails fired her beam and it blasted Sonic higher into the air. Sonic started to descend rapidly. He looked down and gasped in horror as he was about to fall into a lake. This is bad. This is really bad, Sonic thought as he rapidly fell towards the body of water. There's the end of chapter 3. That's the author wrote that. There's the end of chapter 3.
Oh, yeah, that's how you close out a chapter. Don't you know that?
Yep.
Fairly clearly state start of chapter 3 and end of chapter 3.
So Sonic is plummeting to his death.
He's really kind of getting his cheeks clapped by Tails. I
Yeah.
gotta say, it's a little disappointing.
A note from the author before we begin. They say, and now, chapter 4 is coming at you with style. Sorry for my sudden disappearance for 4 months. Apparently there was a break in time. Let's say my computer exploded and I had to work to buy a new one. Luckily, I kept all my stories saved on a backup hard drive, so my works were saved.
You went to the wrong porn sites.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have too much bootleg Sonic porn on your
Now,
computer.
he had to work to buy a new one. So we know this author is of working age. So he's probably not a middle schooler.
That's a little horrifying.
Yeah.
They continue. But yes, I'm surprised 4 months ago I remember this story having about 200 views. I was surprised to see that people keep reading the story to where I have 1,192 viewers.
Hey.
Good foot traffic.
Now with 1,196 viewers.
Sorry for just rambling on about nothing, so here's chapter 4 of my story, titled You Pervert, with 2 exclamation points. Oh boy.
Is that the title, or is he calling us perverts for reading it?
Yeah. Is it shaming
Yeah.
us for reading this
That's a good
filth he's
question.
produced?
It doesn't say
Honestly-
chapter 4 next to it, so you're not... I can't say for sure. Now, where were we? Oh, right. Sonic looked in horror as he plummeted swiftly into the body of water below. His life flashed before his eyes as he got closer and closer, the water's unforgiving grasp. I know I should have taken those swimming lessons, Sonic shouted as he watches his watery grave coming closer. Suddenly, an idea popped into his head, and he quickly did a front flip and flipped a switch on his shoes. He has switches on his shoes?
He does now.
Apparently, he does now.
Sneakers?
Also, I have to say, like, I think it's a bad sign that the grammar is starting to get noticeably worse.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Beginning
getting
of this
sweaty
chapter.
again.
He's
getting
typing with one
sweaty.
hand again, and the chapter's called "You Pervert." I think we're gonna see some shit in this
He's
chapter.
He's got ideas of where he wants this to go, and it's not looking good.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for hover boots. I gotta thank Tails after I snap him out of this, Sonic said as he glided over the water's surface. However, when he looked at Tails, he didn't see that murderous look in her eyes that she once had. Instead, there was a faint smile as she stared at Sonic. Is he smiling? Sonic thought. He looked at her confused, but that look changed to panic as he watched Tails slowly fell to the ground. Tails! Sonic shouted as he started gliding at full speed towards the unconscious Tails. He was stopped, however, by a huge wall of water created by none other than Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic gave a glance at Sonic before rushing the downed Tails. You leave him alone, you fake bucket of bolts, Sonic shouted, but was once again stopped by another wall of water. This time, it was typical Eggman boss robot. You know, the one that's always Eggman's boss robot.
Typical Eggman boss robot.
Eggman
Sounds like not even like a person said that.
Do you think
It sounds
Eggman-
like a robot typed that.
Do you think Eggman has a sex robot?
Oh, maybe that's where
yeah.
this is going.
Maybe.
I'm sure he does. Like, I can't imagine a living being loving him anyway, so probably,
That's
yeah.
Him and his egg-shaped head and body? What do you mean?
It's so hard.
Makes you wonder, like, what is his dick shaped like?
An
An
egg.
egg.
A smaller
Yeah,
egg, yeah.
It's almost all tip, and the tip is just like a big bulbous egg shape.
Here's the theory. What if Eggman is not actually human, and Eggman is his species, and he lays
Oh.
eggs out of like a duck vagina that he has?
Dude,
That's
I
horrible.
can see that, yeah.
What?
What if Eggman and Dr. Robotnik are actually 2 different people?
I
Oh.
thought that as a kid. I did think that as a kid.
Let's get back to the story. This time it was the typical Eggman boss robot, the one Sonic destroys in a mere minute or so. It was, however, the perfect distraction for Metal Sonic, for he was long gone along with Tails. Get out of my way, Sonic shouted in pure anger as he tore through the robot's internal CPU like wet tissue paper. Sonic was not done, for he zoomed down the dock searching for Tails. Metal Sonic, show your metallic ass now, Sonic shouted, running through the city at full speed. This also immediately goes to a later, time passage. Where am I? A drowsy Tails said as she slowly awakened. She felt weird, like she was floating. And when she opened her eyes, everything looked sort of wavy, like if you were inside water. Ah, you've finally waken up, a familiar voice said. Tails opened her eyes wide, for she knew who that was and where she was. As she opened her eyes, the liquid started to drain out. Eggman, Tails shouted. Eggman just laughed his goofy laugh.
There he is with his goofy laugh. Yeah.
You know, his goofy laugh.
Of course.
I will admit, I was a little surprised to see you taking Sonic out, but now that I got a good look at you, I know exactly why, Eggman said, smirking and staring at Tails.
Eggman is a typical Republican politician. He just wants to look at Tails' genitals.
That's true.
Yeah.
What are you? Tails was about to ask, but as she looked down, she could definitely tell how he knew. Eggman, you're a pervert! Tails shouted as she covered herself. What? I am not. This was all done in the name of science, Eggman defended himself. Yeah, right, staring at my naked body, that makes you a pedophiliac too. You're a pedo and a perv. A double hitter, Tails shouted. Eggman had one of those anime veins popping.
Now has a vein popping out of his eggy head. It's awful phallic.
Yeah. I have no idea what you're talking about, Eggman retorted. Sure, I bet you took pictures too. I hope you get arrested for children porn, Tails shouted, turning. Enough of this, Eggman shouted as he slammed his fist on his keyboard, which made Tails jump a little. From the looks of Sonic's eyes, I would guess he doesn't know anything about this, does him? Eggman said with a smirk on his fat, ugly face. Yeah, you can tell he's starting to get horny riding this.
Yeah, he's getting sweaty.
Tails gasped and turned her head. You wouldn't dare, shocked Tails pleaded. Oh yes, I would. I can't wait to see the face of Sonic once he hears his best friend suddenly became a girl, Eggman bellowed. Tails looked frightened as past nightmares ran through her head again. No, please don't, Tails pleaded, tears welling in her eyes. Nothing you say or do could stop me, Eggman said, but he quickly closed his mouth after hearing sparking, which soon after came a small explosion enveloping the room in thick black smoke. What? What happened? Eggman shouted. A little robot came out from behind his computer. Sorry, Dr. Eggman, I need to expel some bad oil, the robot said, saluting Eggman. Eggman stared at the robot before kicking it straight into the metal scraper. Wow, that's mean. Thank you, little robot. You bought me some time now to come up with a plan, Tails thought as she put 2 and 2 together, or in her case, 1, 2, 4, 5, 2, 8, 9 times 4, 1, 2, 9, 1, 2, 4.
What? That's not even. That's not even referencing the phrase "put 2 and 2 together," though.
Meanwhile, I can't believe I assisted in such a heinous act, Shadow said as he watched Knuckles remove the last bra from the enraged female.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh please, Shadow, you know you enjoyed
Oh
taking
my
these
god.
Knuckles said as he twirled the bra around.
Nah.
Oh my god, this is fun, dude.
Not okay.
Not okay.
There's a good strategy for you guys. The next time like your girlfriends start yelling at you, just like take the bra off.
Oh yeah, that would go really well, and it would be.
You're being mind controlled by Dr. Eggman.
That would definitely be the correct course of action.
That's a good, just like, it's a good out in any argument.
Yeah, she would have no reason to be upset by that. Okay, I did not, however, since it was the only way to stop them from attacking us anymore. I had no choice, Shadow plainly said. Knuckles sulked. I saw your face when you ripped that bra off, or when you ripped that bra right off of Rouge and Amy, Knuckles smirked. Shadow said nothing as he crossed his arms and spotted Sonic running straight towards them. Guys, what happened here? Sonic asked as he watched the multitude of unconscious females.
Why is Shadow the only one that's like being somewhat okay about this? The rest are being super creepy and like
And it's like
enjoying
being-
this.
And it's
Is he
being
supposed to be the evil one?
Yeah, it's being framed in a way where Shadow is like in the wrong or something.
Shadow's
Yeah.
Shadow is cool. He fought like You know, he respects women too.
Yeah, Shadow is a
Knuckles is-
misunderstood hedgehog. We found out what made them so crazy, Knuckles said, tossing the bra at Sonic. Sonic twitched a bit as he watched Knuckles. That's right, it was that bra that was on sale at oh so many stores. I told you there was something fishy about it, Knuckles proudly said. No, you didn't. All you said was Rouge's boobs have shrunk, you pervert, Sonic said as Knuckles began to think. Oh, right, Knuckles said with a sly smile. Sonic shook his head. Wait, if it was the bra that made the girls attack us, then does that mean that Tails... He gasped. Tails! Sonic shouted as he remembered his dire friend. Shadow and Knuckles both looked at Sonic, concerned. What? What's wrong with Tails? Knuckles said frantically. Eggman sent Metal Sonic to capture him, and I let him get away. I got distracted, Sonic said, looking at the ground. Knuckles put a hand on his shoulder. Now's not the time to feel remorse. If you feel bad about letting Tails slip away, then make amends for your mistake and rescue him from Eggman, Shadow explained. Sonic nodded, but Knuckles looked worried. I think we should hurry and get out of here, Knuckles said, continuing to look back. Why do you look so worried, Knuckles? Sonic asked as Knuckles started to push him. The girls are waking up, and I don't think they'll be happy that their bras are off. And since we're the only guys here, Knuckles started to explain. I get your point, but where do we start? We have no idea where Eggman's base is, Sonic explained as he started running off with Shadow and Knuckles following. Maybe something will happen that will show us the way, Knuckles said. Let's hope for that, Knuckles, Sonic said, zooming around the city.
Meanwhile, a little twist here, a little wipe up here, Eggman said to himself as he continued to finish the repairs. I got it. I have an autopilot feature in my shirt. If only I could get to it. But how? Tails continued to ponder. Suddenly a light bulb went off in her head, but she shivered after thinking about it more. I'm totally going to hate myself for this, Tails thought as she watched Eggman and... Oh no. Oh no. She watched Eggman in disgust. Oh, Eggy boy. Tails said sensually, which made Eggman appear from under his workplace. His eyes nearly popped out of his head after seeing Tails. Tails was swaying her hips slowly and sensually. Eggman twitched a bit.
Let's not forget that Tails is 16.
And a fox.
Yeah. What are you doing? Eggman managed to get out, feeling a little aroused. Look at this pervert. He's lapping this up like a dehydrated dog, Tails thought as she winked at the round villain. A round villain. Do you like what you see? Tails giggled as she started to slowly rub her breasts. I hate having to use that word in this context.
This is quickly becoming child Tails smut. I'm pretty uncomfortable.
Same. Eggman just continued to stare, not saying anything, but he almost looked like he was drooling. Aha! I knew you were a pedo pervert, Tails shouted, pointing at the hypnotized villain. He quickly snapped out of his trance and another vein popped out of his head. I thought I had told you not to call me that, Eggman shouted at the two-tailed fox. The truth hurts, doesn't it? You'll never get a girlfriend if you keep staring at little children naked, Tails said with a sly smile. Eggman nearly exploded in anger after hearing that, so he grabbed the fox's clothes and tossed it into her glass prison. There, so you can shut up, Eggman said as he angrily went back to his repairs.
Is that what Eggman wants? Does he want a girlfriend and that's why he's evil? He needs a boyfriend-free girl. He's like, fuck Christian.
He's an incel. Tee-hee, thank you very much, Tails thought with a sly smile. Tails quickly put her clothes on and touched the middle finger part of her glove. Hopefully that jet can reach here in time, Tails thought with hope. Meanwhile, again, Faker, we've searched the town over 3 times already. I don't think his base is around here, an annoyed Shadow stated. Sonic said nothing. Knuckles looked up and saw Blue Falcon, Tails' new jet, soaring through the sky. Hey look, it's Tails' jet, Knuckles pointed out. Shadow and Sonic looked up and saw it. Does that mean Tails is in there? Sonic asked, keeping his eye on the jet. I don't know, but it wouldn't hurt to follow it, Knuckles said. They both agreed and made haste to catch up with the jet. Meanwhile, again, this time in italics, they're finished repairs, Eggman said as he screwed in his last bolt. Tails looked worried. Come on, you stupid jet. Where the hell are you? Tails thought as she watched Eggman's fat face curl into a smirk. And now it's time to unveil the big secret, Eggman says as he starts up his machine. No, Tails screamed in her head once again. The nightmares ran through her mind. She was brought back to reality from a loud boom which sounded near. And that's because it was the wall to the left of her. The cavalry has arrived, Knuckles said with a clenched fist. Sonic quickly spin-dashed through the glass tube, rescuing an ecstatic Tails. Just then Shadow came in with his Chaos Emerald. Chaos Spear, Shadow said as energy spears pierced through all the technical equipment Eggman had in that base. As everything started blowing up and smoking, Tails grabbed her weapons and headed outside, safe from the smoke and explosion. As they reached outside, they saw Eggman's base crumble to the ground. They also saw Eggman escape in his usual egg-shaped carriage. Next time, Sonic, I'll get you, Sonic, and don't forget Tails' eye. He was cut off by his thrusters, activating from a shot of Tails' energy blast, sending him spiraling off in the distance.
All punctuation has been lost.
Yeah, that was just... Wow.
The redundancy. Next time, Sonic, I'll get you, Sonic, and don't forget Tails' eye.
Nice shot, Tails. That should shut him up for a while, Sonic said, giving Tails a thumbs up sign. Tails nodded and giggled as they started heading back to the city. As soon as they reached the city, however, Knuckles had a surprise waiting for him. Knuckles, Rouge screamed. Knuckles jumped back in fright as he watched a large group of women, their eyes glowing with pure rage as they stared down the red echidna. You pervert, Amy shouted as she swung her hammer at Knuckles, who ducked just in time and started running off in the other direction at full speed as he's chased by over 50 girls. Everyone laughed except Shadow, who just shook his head. Knuckles just landed himself like the biggest sexual harassment case since Cosby. So that's cool. Played off very casually by our author here. Pathetic. I'll be at Club Rouge, Shadow said as he used... What the fuck is Club Rouge? Tails, Sonic said, looking at the gold fox. Yes? Tails said, trying not to blush. I'm sorry I didn't protect you, Sonic said, staring at the ground. Tails looked at him with compassion and smiled. What are you sulking about, Sonic? You saved me from him. Who knows what he would have done to me if you didn't come back? Tails said, trying to cheer the blue hedgehog up, which she succeeded in. I don't even want to know what that perverted rotten egg would have done to me if Sonic hadn't come. Tails shivered at the thought, but smiled.
Oh my god. That's like gotta be one of the darkest lines in this entire story.
Yeah.
Come on, Sonic. I'll make you some chili dogs when we get home, Tails said with a smile. Now you're talking my language, Sonic said as he zoomed down the street. Tails giggled but quickly followed suit. Wait up, Sonic. You don't know how to cook, Tails shouted as she ran as fast as she can. In other places, oh my god. This is the only time where I don't want to be chased around by a group of girls, Knuckles shouted as he ran through the town shrieking. Get back here, you pervert. We only want to pound your face into pulp, Amy shouted as she and the other woman chased Knuckles around. And that, my friends, is the end of Chapter 4. Once again, sorry for the wait, but better late than never, right?
And that is also the ending of our story, I believe.
It looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a few loose ends that need to be tied up. Like, Tails
For real.
is still a girl.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think
Sonic
our
still
author
doesn't
might
know.
have... Yeah, I think our author might have just gotten lazy and not finished the story, because that felt like it wasn't over to me.
Tails has to deal with this, like, pretty grave injustice of, like, as Daniel said last episode, being unwillingly transgendered.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
And they didn't even kiss at the end.
True.
There was no even recognition of the main plot point throughout the entire story.
I also gotta say, like, there's two big antagonists in the story. Eggman and then Knuckles, for sure.
Knuckles.
I feel like
Evil.
Knuckles was more of an antagonist than Eggman. Almost.
Oh, yeah.
Almost.
Close,
Child
for
porn
sure.
is horrifying.
So I was thinking, so it doesn't feel like a complete waste of time that we're reading these stories. At least we can, at the end of each story, just look back on it and think about what we've learned. What have we learned with this?
Shadow Fox.
Yeah, Shadow Fox. That's a good start.
Knuckles is an incel pervert, and
So is Eggman.
So is Eggman is a pedophile pervert or a
Exactly.
pedophiliac pervert.
Yeah,
If you
pedophiliac
see-
pervert.
If you see an ad for bras on TV, don't take advantage of the sale, or
Yeah,
else
yeah.
you'll be placed under
Look
mind
the other
control.
way. Look
Yeah.
the other way.
You will be mind bra-trolled.
We've learned what it means to be a woman.
Women have magical hair that grows back to whatever length it is when you try to cut it.
Yeah. Eggman has a goofy laugh.
He has a goofy laugh. He has a usual robot and a usual flying.
A typical robot and
A
a,
typical
usual
robot.
carriage. A
Usual
usual egg-shaped carriage, yeah.
Well, until next time, friends, keep sweat dropping.
Sweat drop.